What is up, everybody? I am a day late on this price action recap, but I thought I'd put it out there just so you could see what it would have been like to trade on Tuesday, January 9th, based upon how I trade using quarterly theory. So, starting off with the Asian session, that one was a little tricky because this box right there is the Asian session. You notice my charts are a little different. I'm using a new indicator that'll mark out the quarter cycles for me. So if you look at indicators and you go quarterly cycles, it's this one, Days Theory A1 T Maniac, and then I just fiddled with the settings just to get them nice and clean. And it marks out the opens of the sessions. Where is the Asian open on this one? Okay, well, I'll look at that after. But anyway, we opened up for the night. We accumulated here. The manipulation move was a very hard read because it did not take out a high or a low. It took out neither of them. And so because of that, I wanted to see what the distribution phase was going to do because this was very weird to me. I've never seen something like that before. So with the distribution phase, we took out this high. And then on the 1 minute chart, I believe there was a market structure shift. Let's double check. Yeah, there was a market structure shift right there. So then because of that, you could have taken this fair value gap right there as an entry. Just like a basic 2022 model. Stop. I usually put like 50 ticks on Asia, but you could have done a little bit above these highs because you would have gotten stopped at those highs. You got to give it some room to breathe, you know, you can't make it too tight. And then I usually target 50 ticks right there, and that would have been a W right there. So that would have been a good trade just based off of the fact that the manipulation didn't really give us much. It also accumulated even more. And then here we came up. So I'm wondering if this was X accumulation, this was the manipulation, and this was the distribution. So it could have been the case. And so that was a very good trade. Now coming into the London session, we opened up, accumulated shorts, manipulated up. Now why did we manipulate up even though it looked like it had a bigger move down, right? Well, the reason why, the way you should play this is that in the manipulation range, it has to target a higher time frame PD array at the same time as taking out a high or a low, and that would equal the manipulation of the move. And so here we have a 15-minute order block. If I can get that to expand out. 15-minute order block. You can count the wick if you want. But it came up, it tapped it, and then going back to the 5-minute chart, right here, we see that it took out this swing high right there, right at the beginning of this range. It came, created a swing low, came up, took out the swing high, tapped into a higher time frame PD array. So the time frames that I use for the higher time frame PD arrays are the 15-minute and the 1 hour. So those are the two that I look. And then for the daily, for the whole day's AMDX, I look at the 4 hour. Typically that's the highest I go. And so because we manipulated up, you could have waited for a market structure shift on the 5-minute, but I like to look at an early entry on the lower time frame. So I look on the 1-minute chart. And where is that market structure shift? It is right here. And then you could have entered in on this fair value gap, targeted 100 ticks. Now let's say you don't wake up and you want to wait until the distribution range just to double check that this is really the manipulation move up above this true open level right there. And you could have gone short right at the beginning of the distribution range, targeting 100 ticks. You would have never been in drawdown. The beauty of quarterly theory, right? So you would have never been in drawdown on this trade. So that's 2 dubs, one right there, one right there. So now let's look at the daily AMD So here is the Asian range that accumulated. What did the London range do? It manipulated down below the midnight open, which is this black line right there. It comes over here, it says midnight open. So we manipulated down the midnight open. We dropped into some higher time frame PD arrays, but one PD array that I had marked out, I believe, was this 1 hour order block. Was it a 1 hour order block or a 15-minute order block? It was a 15-minute order block. And the reason why I looked at this 15-minute order block was because I believe on the 4 hour it was within a fair value gap. Yep. And then for the New York session, because London manipulated down, I also wanted to see New York manipulate down. And so we accumulated, manipulated down, took out that low, tapped into a higher time frame PD array. And then on the 1 minute chart, what did we end up doing? We have a beautiful market structure shifts right there, retracement back into a fair value gap. You could have taken it long right there, especially because this was now within the distribution range or the distribution quarter, and you could have put your stop below the 15-minute order block. It's about 100 ticks. That's usually what I target. And because we have high confluence that this is number one, dropping for London, dropped for this manipulation range here below this true open, taking out this low, stopping at this higher time frame PD array, you can target much higher than 100 ticks. You could have taken this high right here, the high of the New York session so far, as one take profit. Could have targeted midnight open as your second, London highs, Asian highs, and you could have left runners to previous day high, all of which got tapped first thing in the morning, as you can see, up until 12, and that was a 1 to 6.14. So when we had such high confluence, and I forgot to mention too that I remember now that right here we had SMT with ES. So NQ created a higher low and ES created a lower low. So that made it more higher confidence play to go long. And so that is how you could have played this day. It was a solid accumulation, manipulation, distribution day. So if you pair this with higher time frame PD arrays, looking at highs and lows to see that it's taking out liquidity, you will get so much accuracy in your trades that it's insane. So keep practicing, keep looking at this. Again, the indicator is a quarterly cycles indicator. It looks a little messy at first. You can fiddle with the settings to make it a little cleaner for yourself, but I've gotten used to it. I like that I don't have to keep changing the drawings that I had before. It just does it all by itself. Marks out the true open for London, true open from New York, the midnight open. It was marking the Asian one. I don't know what happened, but it's pretty good. So this was the price action for January 9th, and you could have made a lot of money during it. So see you guys later. Bye.